Now we're back to more Witcher, or Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales. I was gonna say, nope, this isn't The Witcher 3. So we met a Witcher though, Ivor Bellhaven. Basically told us that we're probably going to have a confrontation with that Gunnar, Cora, or whatever. He also didn't join us. He gave us basically Gwent though. I'm not quite sure how that works, but looks like doesn't trust Witchers. But anyway, so you can boost 2 allies. And make them immune, which isn't help, honestly. Okay, back. Well, no, sadly he doesn't join us. I mean, we gain pirates that...
Huh? What is it now?
So long, Arnulf.
They have no real point to fulfill her.
Your Grace?
Farewell, Ake.
I remember. I think it's basically our power. He doesn't like Witchers because Witchers, oh, they're evil. They take coin for slaying monsters. Well, yeah, they have to make their living somehow. But anyway, now then let's loot. Oh geez, they had some decent loot. No, I want the loot. That's some decent loot. So how much for our next thingy? Because we built basically almost everything except this. Well, apparently we're going to need more wood. Not sure what we're going to spend money on after that. Oh yeah, new marker though. Let's see, what do we have here? Boop. Oh, a piece of something. I forget if we've gotten up the piece of anything yet. We've gotten the thing here yet. Only the homes of field bodies dust. We see no sign of decay and yet the coat of a thick layer of dust. Well, I sort of have to because it's a thing. Soldier's gonna be angry. But we finally got the shield. Yay. Probably knows we probably should go back. Gotta make the soldiers happy. Or at least normal. So what's the ship do? It gives a unit A armor. Just a unit A armor. I mean... sure, why not? But it's not that great of a card. Like if it gave all your units like A armor, sure it'd be the best card. But since it only gives 1 unit A armor, yeah. Problem is that isn't it's not even really that useful if you think about it. Because some cards can basically just, well, that unit has more health, it's dead. That unit has less health, it's dead. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that she's gonna be over there. I mean, it would make sense from a tactical standpoint for the monster to be in the caves.
Caldwell had summoned Nilfgaardian support. Neve assumed they were not far behind. Yet in the unforgiving terrain, a full Nilfgaardian division could not hope to close the gap. Small detachments, however, light cavalry or footmen, could very well do just that. So when black-clad men emerged from the mist, the Queen was not surprised. She ordered her troops to fall in, form up, and brace to defend the line. Yet the attack never came. The invaders stood silent, motionless, and Meve got a closer look. They were slouched, ashen-faced, unsure of step, and covered in sores. Isgith had treated them as cruelly as any. Teetering in his saddle, the commander broke formation. He rode forth and addressed the Queen in fluent common tongue.
Half my men are wounded, the others sick. Your force does not fare much better.
True. Yet we outnumber you soundly.
Indeed. If it comes to combat, you are certain to win. But in this damp swamp, all wounds fester. Flesh is quick to rot. You will lose many more apart from those who fall.
What do you mean, precisely?
Asked the Queen, her eyes narrowing, her head tilted to the side.
We should part ways in peace. There's a war on, there'll be another chance to fight. Perhaps even face one another. But not here. And not like this.
Suddenly unsure, the Queen weighed the officer's words. Their logic was sound, though they could also prove a ruse.
Your Grace,
Xavier's voice came from behind Meve's back.
we can't let them pass. They've done only harm, and they'll not stop and go home.
Thing is, we know how our soldiers work, right? If we let the no black-clads depart, our soldiers are gonna be angry again, and we just got them back up, so...
Alas, I see things differently.
Meve said with a sly smile.
Crush you now, and I'll have fewer to fight down the line.
You seem sure of yourself, milady.
Let me show you why. At them!
Meve gave her mount a lash of her reins and charged headlong at the commander and his force.
You, Lord, to attack. The soldiers did not tear out the enemy or fierce war cries on the loose. Remember, they lumbered slowly, wading up to their knees in the boggy sea. Lyrians and Nilfgaard's lacking nearly the limit of their strength, suffering from disease and moisture that soaked the bones. Nevertheless, they had to fight and to win one round. Okay. I mean, it's a bit pointless for us to murder them, but... Oh, well. Yeah, most good.
We will not surrender without a fight!
Good for you. Let's see. Pikeman.
Pays late. Again.
Hey?
Gonna need 3 buckets of nails and a tub full of pegs.
Yep. Oh shit, I shouldn't have used Shit.
Is that really necessary?
Spell out the enemy. Of course it's necessary.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Praise be to the great sun!
One of those.
For the Queen!
As good as dead, that lot.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Notice! All roads lead to Nilfgaard!
I was like, I can't really do much against double commandants, commandants.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
The unworthy shall be punished.
Company! Forward march!
And let's use that. But yeah, we made nothing. Nah, let's use this. So we got that, and oh, hey, look, cavalry. Thanks. Promise I can't just use that. I can at least use that.
Off to the front yet again.
Quiet, or the Commissar will hear.
Boop, boop. Hell, my lord. And then what happens?
Brach! Scheiß! In! Zwei!
They spoke the truth. You show no mercy. No mercy.
Now who's gonna complain about us murdering them?
Amidst the fog and dense, gnarled forest, the battle ran its course. When the last sounds of fighting had died down, Meve was not sure who'd prevailed. Then soldiers came forth, fatigued and hurt, with smiles on their lips. She saw they were hers, and only then knew victory was hers as well. But this was no time to celebrate. She let everyone rest, then gave the order to resume the march. A great Nilfgaardian force pursued them. This most recent delay had allowed it to draw nearer.
Speaking of Nilfgaard. Now we found the camps. And of course, when our staff report they encountered a Nilfgaard camp. Just what we need. The campfire still burning, the horses never rest. The tents were completely empty. 3 new years were well enough to recognize the bad omen. Some more vampires. So, if it's a standard bow, probably can keep those. Can I get pikemen though? Cavalry's not bad. You're not bad, but at the same time, the enemy usually ends up dying too fast. Which is a problem. So I'm trying to think here. Which one to try to replace? Well, can't get pikemen. Oh well.
God save the Queen!
Our ballista, your command.
Hey?
Meh, no. Trying to think what to play.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Man. I'm sad about I don't know what to play in the meantime. Because I mean, it's not helping me if they die instantly. I mean, I could pass, but then I have these units that have no real purpose, but just stand there. I mean, at least I was providing a weapon, but still. It's like I want to pass, so I keep cards, but at the same time, I'm not sure what the enemy's going to do. Oh shit. Let's see what this guy has. He's gonna keep playing with it. Okay. I don't feel terrible about that. Okay. Going to try to replace you. Not terrible, I suppose. Except for he doesn't affect dwarves. Or probably doesn't affect him either. Well, let's play with Cap.
To the last!
We'll play with Field Medic.
Tell me you jest.
And one of you. Then we'll use order. Yeah.
Ah!
Then we'll play off Cavalry.
Yeah!
I guess it's time to bring you.
Wanna know why I got my scar?
I'm just gonna die. And there's three of them now. And then we can play Renard.
We must trust each other.
that's not good. Oh great, I can use its ability on us. So...
Everything all right?
And this should give us
Mahjong.
Ours is not to reason why.
Aye.
Colonel Flair's to Corporal Gwent's names. Queen Meave has wormed her way through the trap and is now head for Red Lobden. We must cut her off. We must cut off her escape route at all costs. Should you fail, every third soldier in you shall be lashed and sentenced to a month for solitary confinement. Oh no. Still not enough word. But we could be at enough word. All I have to do is exchange. Perfect exchange. Exchange. Okay, so boop. Well, notice now we're not going to have enough wood if anything really pops up. At least we have our full, everything's upgraded. Yay. So, now we have horse thieves, which Bob probably never used. Stray infiltrators, which, yeah, sure, why not? You could see a use for them. And you... So remind me, what does Seal do? An order ability can be used on the same turn. Card is placed on the battlefield. Well, that's useful, I guess. Now then, I'm not sure I want to end the video here, but we have to continue because last one. This hasn't gone on long enough yet. I was going to say there was no mention of that.
The Lyrian force had reached the very heart of Isgith. From every branch, vine, and shrub hung leeches and ticks by the dozen. Swollen with blood, their abdomens glistened, glowing red in the misty air. Air so putrid it set Meave's head to spinning. She paused at a moss-covered boulder, pressed her flushed forehead against its cool surface. Her soldiers passed by, pallid, filthy, drained. She wished to say something, lift their spirits. but instead a cough rattled her breast. Suddenly, splashes all around Meve in the water, as if a rain of fist-sized drops had begun to fall. The Queen lifted her heavy gaze. Seemingly on command, ticks and leeches dropped into the warm, soupy waters, then clumsily wriggled off toward a dead alder grove. Meve knew at once what skulked behind the trees. Gurnikora, Isgith's mistress. Isgith's queen.
I won't be fighting you until we reach the cave.
Weapons at the ready!
The Queen roared.
Close ranks!
The Lyrians quickly converged, formed a wall of shields, and crouched behind them. Terrified, they stared as a multitude of eyes flashed open midst the branches while revolting, muck-covered beasts rose from the gurgling waters around. Meve silently uttered a prayer. Hail Melitele, great mother, maiden and crone, ever have us in your care.
One round. Hey, she's actually the thing they show on the loading screen, on the continue thing. He fought the composure joke or advice from Black horse mounting Ryut, the very day that made her nauseous, which was tight, holding back his speed. And with great difficulty she raised herself. We know I hope to mainward, not notice the trip right away. So I hope we have eye for this battle. Oh. Shit. I hope we have a shield bearer.
Everyone, rally to me!
Lose not hope. 'Tis always darkest before the dawn.
Oh my god, that's... That's the worst. That just threw out hat. I'm pissed off now. So basically, because we have our Manticore trophy, it's going to screw us over. Because the enemy's going to spawn fruit, and when they're destroyed, they remove my cards. It's the most stupid thing possible.
For the Queen!
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
Stop your yapping and start digging.
Where the hell am I shooting?
Majesty! These parasites! They feed on her blood!
And that... I'll play that. Don't like you, game.
God save the Queen!
That first nice having cards, but now I can't. Wow. 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 That is... That is some frickin' bullshit right there. think that's the only time I've had to do that. Because that was stupid.
The Lyrian suddenly.
Weapons at the ready!
I mean, it's like it completely contradicted my trophy. Because there's nothing I could really have done because my trophy basically one-shots the fruit. And because of that, I lose the majority of my cards. That's... making noises. Well, at least I should show about this time.
Everyone, rally to me!
Lose not hope. 'Tis always darkest before the dawn.
I'm trying to think how to do this.
Water is the poison.
Majesty! These parasites! They feed on our blood!
Ours is not to reason why.
So broken. And we won. Even after
I believe it's dead.
like, that is literally one of the most broken strategies we have. It's like, here's the thing with 110 health. Whoop, we got a shield barrel, we won. Because the shield barrel can set down to 10, and then we just zap it. And we won the game. Like.
Of the battle in Isgith, Meve remembered very little. It seemed a nightmare, its details a haze, the sensations very real. Amidst a thick fog, she fought in a frenzy, desperately hacking at the scourge that advanced from all sides. In the end, silence fell over the swamp. Its boiling waters lay calmed. The ticks and leeches were gone, while Guernicora lay among rotting leaves, covered in blood, unmoving. But still a fearsome sight.
Remember, we should set her on fire.
Burn the corpse.
Rasped the queen.
And we move on.
The soldier's eyes darted about in a series of silent glances. It took Meve a moment to realize the difficulty. They still feared it. Though the monster's lifeless body lay on the ground, they dared not go near. Were she to repeat the order, they would carry it out. Yet she did not wish to force that on them. Swallowing her own revulsion, she walked up to Guernicora's corpse and set it alight. The air soon filled with the suffocating stench of burning hair and flesh. Sparks belched out as melting fat fell on flame. Until finally, nothing was left of the bloody mistress but scorched bone. The Lyrians resumed their march towards the banks of the Yaruga. They forced their weary legs to maintain a swift pace, and stole no second glance at what they'd left behind.
Oh, now we gained a trophy. Oh, jeez, that is... Oh, that is creepy as hell. I don't like it. And the social others are upset with us. It's like, hey, you defeated the evil thing. Well, we don't like it anymore. So what does this do? Seize the bronze enemy unit. After 6 turns, return to hand. Why would you give the unit back? Okay, so I want my Manticore trophy back. Because I... Holy crap. That was easy. So long as you don't have the Manticore trophy crap, because that was stupid. Just, oh, well, these things are just going to discard all your cards. All your cards. And all your cards are gone, so you lose. So I wish I could get my morale back, but doesn't seem to be the case. And now everything's peaceful-ish. No longer just full of blood-soaked ticks and leeches everywhere. Come on. Want that. Drug for Grand Royal Huntsman to recruit Lord Temerium, Mahakaram, and Pontar. And Lord, I offer you my sincerest apologies that I failed in my task. We were forced to cease failing. We simply lacked the necessary labor. Men are falling like flies, dying from disease and festering wounds. We've abandoned camp. I sent items of the greatest worth to Vizima and locked chests. Not far enough to return to the capital. I'm in no condition to travel. I have a wound on my leg and rise already saying, but true art is serve under your command. So this key...
One day, the quartermaster approached with news to report. Alas, bad news.
Your Grace, our food stocks have near run out. And about villages, folk have naught to spare, not even to trade.
The Queen dispatched small groups of scouts. They were to scour the countryside for hunting camps, beekeepers, charcoal burners, any souls willing to trade food for coin or goods. The first scouts came back around dusk. The last 3 detachments returned not at all. At first, Meave suspected they'd fallen prey to monsters, the beastly or Nilfgaardian kind. Later, she learned the men had left naught of their belongings behind. She'd been soft-hearted toward deserters. This lot decided they, too, would give it a try. That night, Meave lay still but sleepless. Beneath thin covers, she was cold, hungry, irate.
Yeah, you want another thing? We could have hanged every 3rd dessert. But we would have lost days back if we did that. I didn't see a good reason to do that. Then it would have pissed our soldiers off. Our soldiers are already pissed off. But what's with the wisp?
Towering alders grow thick in Isgith, their crowns weaving an expansive canopy that obscures the sky. Any sunbeams to slip through this twisted thicket scatter in the milky mist below. Thus the marsh abides in a state of perpetual twilight, wherein a sense of time and direction are easily lost. As the force moved along, a glow appeared in the trees. The Lyrians squinted, their mouths agape in wonder. An orb hung over the water, pulsating, humming. It circled the soldiers, darted off a distance, then hovered as if waiting.
A will-o'-the-wisp, that is,
whispered one of the footmen.
Believe it's keen to show us something.
Don't. Yeah, it's gonna lead you into the swamp and you're gonna die horribly. Oh yeah, let's go forward.
Meave knew the wisp could prove treacherous, lead them into a trap.
Yes.
Nonetheless, she followed, though not entirely certain why. Her soldiers seemed eager. She sensed they approved. Yet she was also simply curious.
We follow it.
I mean,
carefully.
what's the worst that happened?
Weapons at the ready.
Well, alright, the soldiers are angry, lost resources. I mean, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with resources at this point anyway. But let's see where the wisp takes us. Oh. Probably over there. I was going to say, what reason do we have to go over there? So, why have you led me to, Wisp?
As the wisp led the Lyrians down a narrow, winding path, Meve surveyed her surroundings warily. Beads of sweat emerged upon her brow, but her fears, in the end, proved unfounded. For at the path's end, the troops found what appeared to be a caravan's remains. Its wagons, rot-eaten, half buried in the bog, had sat there for decades, perhaps longer. Despite this, gilded panels and scraps of silver-threaded fabric showed they'd once been rather ornate. Inside the wagons, the soldiers discovered many steel crates. Rust-covered but intact, they contained truly dazzling treasures. Sacks bulging with gold coin, pearl-encrusted goblets, exotic velvets and silks in beads.
Blimey, the sheer amount. And here of all places,
a footman muttered under his breath. Meve quickly pieced it all together. She too had once ridden in such a caravan, splendid and laden with gold, when she'd left her home to marry. The rest of the story was not difficult to divine. This was a maiden's dowry. She and her retinue lost their way. Isgith proved their grave, unbeknownst to any other.
So is this what's-her-face's Gimmick's caravan?
The wisp circled Meve's party, blinked several times, then faded into thin air. The troops resumed their march, and all seemed in order. Seemed, for soon several footmen were discovered to be gone. Greed had been their ruin. They'd grabbed too much. The loot had weighed them down, and the marsh had embraced them.
Well, that's pretty bad. Oops, you took too much loot and you sunk. Well, we're not. So we got a lot of gold. Problem though is, well, we're starting to lose units, but that doesn't really matter. Problem is we have all these resources now and nothing to really use them on. Second wagon. Fun's congratulations, we agree with the day our family should be bound by a new member that these helpers guests help with. With bright no, but happiness and regards and best wishes. Okay, so and that was my view of that. Welcome, where you head back to the bridge and then call the video. Tell Moscow boat and produce the green fetch water to the cautious eye fleet. Perhaps dry land is right close at hand. However, that is no boat at all. It's one of those things. It's also a standard battle. Doesn't stand bad, why not? Can I get cavalry though? Drum's not bad. Oh, what's the average battle? Compared to the battlefield, damaged by 1. Well, there. Use these here.
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
Aye. This could hurt.
I played my card. No, I played that card. I haven't actually played a card yet. Whoops. Well, let's just get rid of them all, then pass it. Yeah, I played too many cards then. Okay. Yes, there's been a lot with the same power here, so let's see if I can just get... I'm not sure what I want, though. Maybe cavalry... Yeah, shield power's not terrible. Jeez, a lot of slingers, though. Don't really need that many. So
What do you want of me?
Oh, Lyrian lummoxes.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
So basically the enemy's gonna constantly do this. So whenever one of them plays, it strengthens itself and they're gonna just constantly keep playing, so when you get that thing dead. Or it could constantly keep strengthening itself, in which case we do have that. But I'm not sure if we can affect it since enemies I think resilience means it can't be moved. But I think we can still affect it. Huh, but... Or we could just murder it outright. I think I'm just gonna murder that. I probably should have used that on those threes, but oh wow.
Hey?
So now we're just going to toss cards now, because I think it's just going to for some reason it has a vampire. Okay.
Ever have a stone knock out one of your teeth?
On that case.
Water is a poison.
So now all black is vampire. White has vampire. But oh. You know what? Might be. What's left? Those, now we're on
Never had your kneecaps broken!
Damage the farms.
Ha!
So apparently the bell hit everything. Thanks for playing, guys.
Quick and painful this'll be. Ah, should have listened to me old lady.
Have no idea to really use that one. I guess I can buff you. And you. And then pass. And we're good. Freaking bears and vampires and wild hell. Brackets, barn. You're still not that for spider things. Yes, those things. Okay, so next time we may be the last burial of Angrim, because there's obviously something well. But then there's also loot. And that cave seems suspicious. But that's for next time. At least the soldiers are back to normal. They have gold and wood, and I don't even know what to use it for, because, like, I guess we're at that point where I could just waste gold on recruits. Like, literally, we've reached that point. Because, I mean, we've built everything. All we really need is save our resources for basically events now. So I guess we could just, There we're up to 400. Hell if I know what to do with my resources now. So anyway, next time we continue Angrim. Hopefully finish it. I hope y'all enjoyed, thank y'all, and have a nice day.